Close your eyes. Look toward the future. It's Fortnite Chapter 1 million, and every item is supposed to be unvaulted. Yet, all you can find are gray pistols, and this sucks. You're probably thinking, I hate this. I remember when Fortnite was amazing, and people used to play it and enjoy it. I remember Chapter 2, Season 6. That's right. That's what we're talking about today, baby. Today, I'm going to give my opinions on the new season. Quick disclaimer, I have not played this game much since Chapter 2, so I'm a little bit out of the loop. As many of you know, the new season of Fortnite has just come out, along with new balance changes and a new battle pass, like always. When you first boot up the game, you are thrown into a cutscene, which transitions into a playable activity. Sadly, I didn't record my personal experience, so I'll try to source someone else's. I actually enjoyed this. I thought it was pretty cool, and it strengthened my attachment to the lore of the game. Now, if you ask me, the lore is not very strong, especially when compared to games like Overwatch, but I have to say, I thought it was a nice touch. The next thing you see when you boot up the game is an offer to buy the Battle Pass, which is not great. The only thing that stuck out to me was the Lara Croft Classic skin, not even a skin variant, right at the very end of the Battle Pass. It seems to me that a lot of the tiers were just challenges, which really doesn't sit well with me. As a person who plays a lot of games, I don't like where I pay for a battle pass, and the battle pass just leads to more grinding challenges to get rewards. That doesn't really make sense to me. Now, the next place I looked was in the item shop. Now, I know they didn't implement this season, but can I just say that I hate the way the item shop is set up now. It used to be really simple. There was two sections, featured and daily. Daily section changed every 24 hours, and the featured stayed around for a few days. If you wanted to buy packs, you had to go to where you bought V-Bucks, so they were separated. In my opinion, this is a way better system than what we have now. Everything's stacked on top of each other, it's hard to find anything. Moving on to what's actually in the item shop, I have to say that I was surprised by how much of the characters I could recognize from other games, such as Kratos, Master Chief, and Ryu and Chun-Li. It's kind of cool that the item shop was a big crossover between a bunch of different games. Now for part 2 of this video, actual gameplay. I have this section divided into 3 different parts, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Starting with the good. This is the smallest section because honestly, there's not a lot good about this season, but there is one thing that I really like, and that's the bow. So here's a montage. The only other thing I've liked about this season so far is this little warthog emote. I think it's pretty cute. So that's the other thing I like. Moving on to the bad. I don't like the new places. I don't like the theme. I don't like the layout. I don't like them at all. Another thing which annoys me is that they changed Salty Springs, one of the most long-standing POIs in the entire game. And it's not so bad that they changed it, it's the fact that they changed it to Bony Burbs. Also, I strongly dislike the new crafting system. I liked when in old Fortnite, the weapons worked and were actually fun to use and felt good when you used them. This new crafting system feels so dumbed down, yet it's really difficult to find the pieces to craft, which ends up making the whole system feel really awkward and difficult to use. Also, they changed the in-game inventory and it looks worse now. Moving on to the ugly. This section is reserved for things that are truly awful in this game. Things that I felt impacted the game so negatively, they actively made me want to leave. The first thing in this section is the storm. It's such a difficult color to see through, and there's a weird particle effect, which makes driving or even walking through the storm virtually impossible. And the other thing I hate is the Primal weapons. I think they're awful. This shotgun only has 2 bullets in the mag, and this assault rifle doesn't even have first shot accuracy. I mean, really, these weapons are just so difficult to use, and they're not even worth it because they don't do that much damage. You're just better off crafting, but the crafting system is so hard to use. See, it's a big conundrum, and I think this season is going to fail. At the time of recording, this skin, Isabella's in the shop, and I think it's interesting how Epic is trying to make off-brand Harry Potter, given how much licensed stuff they've had in the shop recently. Like, couldn't they have just gotten real official Harry Potter? I feel like that's pretty unforgivable. The other unforgivable thing in the item shop was this emote. Take it out of the game. It's like seriously tragic. Moving on to the conclusion. I played about 10 games in the process of making this video to get a feel for the season, and to be honest, this season is pretty horrid. However, I did win my 9th game, and the feeling of getting a win is so glorious and so timeless, it kind of redeemed it for me. Not entirely, I still think this season is pretty bad, but the feeling of getting the win was so good. So if anyone wants to watch that entire game, just comment and I can drop it for you guys. My original plan was to give this season a rating, but I don't feel like it's fair, because it's bound to change and because this is the first review video I've ever done, so you guys don't really know my opinion on other games. So if you are interested in more review videos like this one, then subscribe and leave a like, because it helps me out a lot. But what do you think about this new season in Fortnite? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys. See you later. Bye-bye.